Well, hello and welcome to an eBudde tutorial for the delivery for your entire service unit. So we're going to jump into our delivery tab. So one of the things that when you are a service unit that you would see is that you have your tabs across the top. You even have a delivery tab right here. This delivery tab does you no good for actually setting up the times for your delivery. So where we would need to go is come right over here to this hidden delivery tab. So we have the dashboard and then console cupboard delivery, and it is all the way to the side. You should just see one, possibly two if you are a service unit, but we are going to set up our delivery. And just like anything, it has a dashboard. It would have contacts to see who's actually listed there. So that's me. And then we have the settings tab is where all the magic actually happens for this. So we have a couple of different things. We have, if you want to set a telephone number, I am the best contact here at the council. Delivery ticket. So what I would say is no big trucks deliver in the back is how I would put that. And that's just because here at the council it'd be a little bit tough. Now if I was a troop, I might say special instructions that say be exactly on time, or be sure to pull around to the back where we're storing it for my garage, or please pull in backwards, or any other special information you might have depending on where you're at, or a description of the building that you might be meeting at, or if you're meeting at Airvan, you might give them the specific bay number, depending on what it is that you might know. And that might not come for a little bit, but at least it would be there. And then delivery ticket date and time. Now, I'm going to be sending along with this tutorial a list of what happened last year. Most likely your delivery will happen at about the same time on the same day. If you got delivered on a Friday last year, most likely it's happening. That is not a promise. You need to be flexible with this date and time thing, because it really is more for the area than it is for an individual service unit. If you are the west side of the Treasure Valley, you're probably getting delivered with all of the same west side service units. So that would be Nampa, Caldwell, Middleton, all the way out to Nissa in Oregon. That is most likely your date, and it's going to be on a truck that's heading out at the same exact time. So just be flexible with when that's going to happen. Whenever it got delivered last year is probably when it's going to happen this year. Again, all of our deliveries are going to be happening on the 15th, 16th, and maybe a few of you that get a random delivery that next week. But those service units kind of know who they are. But let's just plan right now to be on the 15th. You can select a time, but most likely, again, you're going to be on that truck, and it's going to kind of come when it comes. So make sure you have that flexibility. If you do not have flexibility in your schedule, you need to find somebody else that can have flexibility in their schedule to be the one that gets that takes this delivery. We put that information in there. Again, I can put my information in there. Girl Scouts, and we'd want to do that one. And then once I put it in here, let's try that again. Let's see if we can get, there we go. The U704, if you've got a bunch of auto updating, and it's actually 09 now. You might have a bunch of different things that update for you, so you have to fight that a little bit. You should see what you're actually going to have delivery for. So for me, I have my 2 service units, my fake ones that I create to do these little tutorials. And then I've also got the Boise cupboard. That's the actual one that would be delivered here. This is a part that you can't actually change, but if you need me to change, I can do that, where I might give you 15 minutes. And what this part for up here was all for the actual physical delivery from the either air van or from Interwest. Down here, though, is where we start talking about where troops or when troops or how troops are going to pick up from you. So if you haven't set this all up, I would need to change your time allotment or your troop case overflow, which simply means if a troop has more than 200 cases, they get to select 2 slots. If you are a big service unit, you might have 2 separate areas where people are delivering from. That usually doesn't happen for us, so you just have one and one person at a time. You might want this at 6 minutes, you might want this at 10 minutes. However, I think it usually defaults to 10 minutes at 200 cases. And then down here is where I know the delivery date. So it might be the exact same date. Some people like to get the delivery on the 15th so that they can sort separate and then have pickup on the Saturday. In my case, I'm just going to say that it is the same time. And then I would say I know my delivery time. So now I'm picking from 10 o'clock to maybe 3 o'clock. I'm going to say that that's when all my deliveries can be picked up. I've got 10 troops at 10 minutes apiece. They can all find those with enough room for some overflow. If I wanted to set a break, because I get tired, I might put that in there that at this point we're going to take a 15-minute break because we're going to be exhausted. If I don't have any break times, then I just leave that off and I just keep filling all those. Final thing we want to do is update. Now, what we'll see is that when we go back to the troop level, and let's say we were going to submit our order. So for my troop, a troop would submit their order. They would say submit order, and now it's going to tell me you need to go to the delivery tab. So I'd go to the delivery tab, and I'd be able to see all of that, and I could say someone for my troop, and I'd be able to select my spot for all of my orders. And I can save that and submit my info on there. That's what setting up the order or the second half of that does, is schedule this out. So now I can see from 10 a.m. to 3 that there are all those spots that all the troops that would be in service unit 999 could then select from. And I'd be able to see all that. Once I actually submit my info, then that's where it's going to tell me where everything is. And I can then view my confirmation and see this is the amount of vehicles I'd need, this is where I'm picking up, and that's what my time slot that I picked, and some helpful hints. So go ahead and help your troops out by setting that up and making sure that they select a pickup time from your service unit. If you're only 2 or 3 troops and you're just saying show up at this time, that's fine as well. But if you are a larger service unit, just making sure everybody knows how that works. All right, thanks everybody.